Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob and welcome to my channel and welcome to another map making video. This is episode 3 and yes, thank you for watching, thank you for joining. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If you're more interested in what I'm doing and my other maps and things that I've done so far, you can watch my other videos on the channel. Please do, and also visit my website. The link is in the description. There you can download all the stuff I've made and all for free. just for you. Wonderful, man. Great stuff, guys. So we left off last time in the last episode where we were adding this water plants to the map, and then off screen I've just populated the whole river full of the water plants. And then also I have added these, what do you call these things? These water reeds type of grass, whatever. There it is, the last one I've placed. Now, just a quick tip, guys. When you place your first one, when you use Control D and you duplicate and you use Control B to place it, it's going to place it in the center of your water level. In other words, if you go to your water level here, you can see it has placed it like in the center of your water level. So what you need to do is obviously bring it down until it's right underneath your water plane. Let me just go like that, and then you take that up, and you'll see as soon as your stuff starts going out of the water, then you've got the correct height. So you do one. To view it, you must just click here in the emptiness of the tree, and there it is. Then you can have a good view. And once you have the right height for it, you just make a note of it. Like for instance, the height that I've selected is 97.488. Your translate Y is your height. The Y is the green axis. So the moment you place it, you don't have to. You can just go 97.488 there. So once you have your height, you can just, everyone that you've placed, then just set the height, and there it is. Because it won't copy the height. The moment you place it, it will place it on the surface where you've clicked. So it will use the height from that surface, you know. So yeah, it's just a quick tip for you to place your things all on exactly the same height that you know is working for you. These water reeds, obviously you just want to place it on the water, so once you've clicked on it, you don't have to set the height, it's already set for you. Perfect. But these ones needs to be under the water. You don't want them sticking out. And another thing, you have to look at your water's direction. Now in order to do that, obviously when the water is still like this, when you've just look at it, you can't see. But the moment you press play here, you can see the river is flowing that way, and these reeds wants to go that way with the river. Otherwise, it's going to look horrible, you know. So yes, I'll just give you a tip there on those little things. Great, excellent. So that is where we are today, up to date. And the next thing we want to do is we want to add some rocks to the river. Now, in order to do rocks, obviously we need to find some rocks, and I've got a whole folder of them stashed in my stuff. Obviously, to get some rocks, it's very simple. You go to the Farming Simulator directory, and you open the actual map. Map D is the one, and map US is the other one. So you open it in the editor. And once you've got the rock you want, follow the same procedure I've explained in the previous videos. You just click on the rock that you want, and you go File, Export with Files. You give it a name, and remember to save it in your actual map directory. Don't put it somewhere else and import it, because the most important is make a directory for rocks in your directory, and that is what we're going to do just now. All right, and then you export it there so that you can import it directly out of your map folder, because otherwise you're going to have problems the moment someone else plays your map. or you open it on another computer or anything, any of that, it's going to give errors, can't find the rock. You know. Okay, excellent. Because when you zip your map, obviously it zips only the map folders that's in that directory of the map. So if you've imported something from elsewhere, except for the stuff that you import from the actual installation game, the farming simulator game, you can import anything from there, because it's always going to be on whoever has got the game. When your map open, it will find it, because the directory is going to stay the same, and it will find that thing that you've imported, you know. So don't worry about those. But I'm talking about stuff that you've exported yourself and want to import into your map from your PC, which is not from the game. All right, so if it's something that's in the game directory, you can obviously directly import it. There's a lot of stuff in the actual game directory that you can just directly import, that you don't have to put in your map to save yourself some space. But these rocks that I have is custom rocks, and yeah, I'm going to just go to them quickly. It will be here by my mods, placeables, and then I think it's under rocks. Just want to see how big this directory is. It's 22 meg. That's fairly okay. We can live with that. So I'm going to copy that, and then just come to my other directory, maps, tiny maps, placeables, paste it. Yeah, great. So now that we have rocks, we can import to our heart's content without having any issues. Great. Collapse all. Yeah, if you've ever wondered how to collapse all, you just right click and expand all. Will expand all these little things, and collapse all, put them back, close them all up again. So yeah, just a quick tip there. Great. So placeables, we want to import some rocks. So import. We're going to go desktop. Do I have to have a tiny map yet? I'll have to do it, because you're going to go to this folder so many times, you know, so might as well pin this, pin to quick access, so it will lie there for me. Here we go, tiny, you see, so I can just click it there every time. So there, and then placeables, maps, placeables, and rocks. Good. Right, so here I have plenty of rocks. Rock 01, 03, 04, 05, that is nice rocks that I think these come from one of the in-games maps. So yeah, once again, once you've got a rock, you want to put them all in the same thing. So we're going to create a transform for it. Excellent. Just quickly have a look here, and then that transform we're going to call rocks. Good. And then that rocks we're going to take X, and then we put it under, I think the game directory is here, placeholders, no. Where did I put my placeables? Here we go. Excellent. And then rock, we want to copy that and drop it in there. Always move the transform first, and then you place your thing in the transform, just to make sure that your zero, everything is still zero in your transform group, because otherwise, so when you paste the rock in there, it will actually fall in line with that zero. So yeah, it's just a tip there, and then the rock itself will have its own coordinates and heights and rotation and everything. All right, so that's just a way of keeping your tree organized. You must have a good tree, you know. Anyway, let's have a look at rock 01. Control B to place it, and there it is. That is a rock. Now, what's nice about these things is obviously you can, if you can obviously modify them, you know, to suit your need. So make them bigger and smaller and wider and thicker and whatever, you know. Always nice and handy. Great. Slightly wider, a little bit wider. I think something like that will be nice. Great. And then you can place the rock anywhere you want. move it about, and that's it, you know. So just it gives the map a bit of feel to it, you know. All right. So yes, I'm not going to bore you with placing 2,000 rocks on the map, because that will take a long time in video. And just to make life a bit more easier, you know. So what we can do now, if you're happy with that rock, you just duplicate it, obviously, place it somewhere else. And what I normally do, there's going to be a bridge here. We're going to place a bridge today as well. And then what you can do is bring in some more rocks, like this, for instance. That was rock 1, so we use rock 3. Doop. Place that in there as well. Always do the placing first, and then you put it where you want it. Oh, this is also a nice rock. So yeah, it's always nice to have a few different shapes and sizes, you know. This one is a bit. You can also obviously, instead of wasting your time here, you just take this little dot here at the end and move it about. That's actually a much easier way to resize. I've actually almost forgotten about that. So you take that little yellow dot at the end of the arrow, and that will resize nicely for you. Good, man. I like. And then what's nice, you can obviously also put these things in and out of ground and move them about. Anyway, I'll play around with those and off screen and fill the whole map with them. Next thing, bridges. Bridges, I've got a few in my over the months and years or whatever. Not that I've been doing that so long, but yeah, I have built myself a nice directory of placeables, you know. So yeah, it's always handy to have that type of thing. We've got a stone bridge, single carriage, and a small wooden walk bridge. That's not a large stage suppressant bridge, steel arc bridge. I think I'm going to put the stone bridge in. I think the stone bridge is nice. You see now, once again, I almost made the mistake of just bringing this in. But anyway, you can double open as many things as you want, just to have a look at it. That's what it looks like. So yeah, I think that's an appropriate bridge for this. So let us. I've actually could have been actually very simple and easy to just export it there straight into my map directory instead of copying, because it's now going to be difficult to see. Let's go File, Export Selection with Files, Tiny Maps, Placeables, Rocks. So Placeables, right click, New Folder, and we say Bridges, like that, and we call this a stone bridge. Stone bridge, that's another way of doing it. And you can say, do you want to get the parent directory? Nope. Keep the, nope. And that's it. Now you have it there in your game, and you can go File, Import from Tiny Maps, Placeables. Why did it not put it in there? You see now, it's already made a mistake. I didn't open that bridge folders. I've just selected it. So now we're going to have to be careful. So it is Stone Bridge, Textures, Program Files. That is definitely all the files of that bridge, because it wasn't part of my things. So now we're going to hope, I think that should be all. Bridges, Stone Bridge. Let's import it and see how it looks. You will quickly find that it's the wrong placeables. Drop it in there. Place it in here. Oh, you see, something is wrong with it. Where is it? Sometimes what happens is I have forgotten, I think, to zero it in the game. Okay, let's just redo this whole thing. Delete that. Go back to the bridges. Map Placeables and Mods. Open that. Have a look at it. All right, it is 0. So very important to make sure that everything is in 0 in here. Don't you just hate these pop-ups that someone just come on all by itself? Just make sure it's all 0. Okay, and then we go File, Export Selection with Files, Tiny Maps, Placeables, Bridges. I am in Bridges. Stone Bridge. Save. Replace it, thanks. No, we don't want any of those. Thanks. No, we don't want to save changes. Okay, so let's try again. File, import, Tiny Maps, Placeables, Bridges, Stone Bridge. Okay. Put it in its place and then drop it down. There you go. See? Ah, it's working. It is working the way it should work. And what's nice now, obviously, this bridge is a bit small, so we can just make it to size that we want, you know, make it nice and big. It looks like it might need a little bit of rotation. Move it about until we've got the right size, and then just make sure like that it's just surfacing like that, something like that. I forgot to clear the roads of grass. I said I will do it, but I'll get to that still. It's not a big trench smash. And there, how is that? That looks very nice. Yeah, the water is just clearing it. Just. I can obviously lift it up a little bit and just work some dirt in here on the ramps, you know, on the sides. But yeah, I think I'll just leave it like that for now. It is nice. It is very nice. Good. Excellent. So yeah, just a few tips there on how to do that. And then another thing also, guys, is view distance. Everything you place has got a visibility or a distance setting to it. Like now, if I'm driving here on the game, it's going to look horrible if I can't see the bridge, because I mean, how stupid is that? So that is something that you have to keep in mind as well with everything you place. Go to its clip distance. Look, it's only 100 meters. I normally put this at least 400 or 500 meters. If it's a big object like a bridge, you can actually make it 1,000 meters. But I mean 500, I suppose it's all right. If you were to come, you can go back until it disappears. Then you can see how far you need to be before you actually see the bridge. And now once there's trees and stuff here and all other buildings or whatever, you're not going to notice it, you know, that the bridge appears on 500 meters. So yeah, 500, I suppose we can make it maybe a bit more, like 800. I think 800 for that is good. So whenever you do, especially lights and that type of stuff, guys, always look at your visibility. And these rocks and things that I've placed, I know can make those 500 because they're fairly big objects. If it's a small tiny little thing, you're not going to be worried too much about clip distance, but if it's something big that's going to draw your eye, you want to have it there. You don't want to suddenly have it appear before you while you're driving. Give you this fright of a lifetime. There's a bridge suddenly, you know. It wasn't there a few minutes ago. Good. Excellent, guys. So that is it there. This bridge is not rightly aligned. I'll have to fix the road up also a little bit so that it can accommodate the bridge. I think that is all right like that. I'll just make the road a bit wider on the sides, you know. Rough dirt. Go there. Good. Do something like that on the sides. How's that for a thing? Something like that should be all right. Nice. Good, man. Nice, nice, nice. And there's a lot of details you can build into a map, obviously, now. We're going to do a lot of rounding off later on, making the map beautiful, you know. The next thing I wanted to have a look at is some dead trees along the river. That's also something I normally enjoy doing, and I think I've just got just the right thing here. It's a broken pine tree, and we're going to drop that. Obviously, let it lie down here somewhere. It's all stuff that um, you want to make use of, you know, make your map look nice. So we're just going to drop this on the side, push it in there. Something like that. You see, all this type of stuff just makes your map look nice, you know. Stuff like a river has always got stuff lying around it, you know, like damaged stuff, broken stuff. And that broken pine is the original one, so we can duplicate that one because it's already flat. You see, so now we just rotate it around, have it like that. And you can also, for instance, have two, and then let the one lie on top of the other one, that type of thing, you know. Just make a bit of a scenery, a scenic thing, you know, of it. Something of the kind. Doesn't have to be perfect, but yeah, you can play around, make it your own. Right, nice. Okay, just give it a rotate as well, so that you don't have similarity, you know. Stuff like that, you know, just add to your map, makes it more looking nice. And I mean, if you really come close now, just to give you an idea of what the map is going to look like, you can just do a flyover and see what you've created so far. You've got some nice trees and stuff lying, and some rocks, and some nice water plants. It's coming along, eh? Definitely coming along, slowly but surely. And these things in the actual map, they have movement to them, but here in the stillness of the game, for some reason they don't move. But yeah, they do have a little bit of wiggliness to them in the game. But anyways, I don't know why they don't do it in the map, but anyway, in the editor. Good. All right. So yes, so we have placed the bridge, not planted it. Added some nice rocks there just to give some feature to it. Off screen, obviously, I'll place some more rocks around the map. Good. Okay, I think we probably are now fairly at the stage where I can say we've got all the basics in place, you know, to start with the sculpting of the terrain. Now, terrain sculpting, it's actually a big job. It's an easy job, but it's a long time-consuming big job. Obviously, to sculpt terrain. I want to go out here far. I wonder where is my borders. Map borders is not visible for some reason, and the one is missing. wonder where the other one went. Maybe I'm too far from it. It's west, south, so north. Where's north gone to? Why did north disappear? So I'm going to check where north is. It's going to come back here. Yeah, north is there. I don't know what happened to it, but anyways. I'm going to get it like that, just where that bottom line goes invisible. And then we just get the height. It's 500 is the X. So this one should be minus 500. Okay, it is minus 500. Okay, Z. So obviously that would change. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why that has moved. I can't remember moving it. But yeah, funny things happen, guys. Funny things happen between mouse clicks. It just happens so quickly before you know it. All right, excellent. Right, we were talking about terrain sculpting, water planes. I just want to make them invisible because otherwise it's going to drive us crazy. It's totally crazy. And then obviously I might as well get the whole map in view. Like that, you zoom out. There you go. Something like that. Good. And I think map borders can switch them invisible as well for now. All right, terrain sculpting. So what we're going to do, obviously we're going to work with your sculpting mode, this sculpt mode, and you're going to make a nice big circle like that. I think maybe a bit bigger than that. And we're going to obviously once again use the, you can go with the replace tool. I've sometimes used that, but also you can just go by click and drag, you know, that will already do it for you. But you don't have much control of how much volume you put on with that. With the replace mode, you can exactly set what height it must replace to, and then you can drag and then pick it up a little bit, drag a line next to it, pick it up a little bit, that type of thing, and that's the way you build contours, because you already have a shape here of the river, you know, so you can just follow that, but don't come too close to the river, because otherwise you're going to mess up your nice river edge and all this stuff. All right, so let's use the replace one first and just see how that works. So what you do, obviously replace again, click on once, Control R. I always do that because for some reason that first Control R never works, and if you press it once again, it will change the replace back to whatever the next option was on the button program, you know. So if we Control R now, that will take a measurement or a height of the area. So it's 100. So if we make our first contour maybe 105. Sorry, I must obviously click there. No point in just typing it. And press enter. And then that is our replace. So right mouse button, click and move. There you can see it's adding soil. So now we just do that, make it follow the contour. And like in previous things, don't worry too much about the edges. We're going to smooth. And it will all work out very nice in the end. So the next one, the next contour, we can make 110. So in steps of 5. So you just place it on top of it. Oh, of course, sorry. When you do that, just max out these things, because otherwise you're going to struggle. I just want to end that, max the, and then there you go. Now the more of these you put on, obviously the better. And 5 is quite a it's quite a height to go up. So maybe we can slope it down a little bit, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. So 10, let's go up in 3s, 13. Like that. 16. Okay. And then 19. And then in the back we can just do the rest on that level, so it becomes one nice big flat thing. And remember, we've got our borders, map borders, so that is the only piece of the game we can actually use. Because remember, I'm making a tiny map here, only the center of this, for those of you who hasn't joined from the start. Okay, so let us do the same thing on this side then. On this side, so we're going to go Control R again to get the base here, Control R. So it's 99.9 basically. So let us go 103 for the first one. 103, enter, and then I'm going to go here. So what I want to do now is I want to follow this contour, but I don't want to lift my fields and my farm. So I'm going to go just like that and sort of make as if the farm was not really part of the hill. It's in the valley, nice big flat valley here where the river is. That type of thing, you know. You can obviously lift your farm, it doesn't really matter. There's no rules to this, guys. This is just the way I do it, you know. It doesn't mean you have to do it like that. I'm just sharing as I go along, you know. 106, 109. So yeah, so we just built some nice height here with contours. 12. Yeah, and I think that should probably be. Should we have a hill here? Maybe we should have a nice hill here on this side of the field on the map. So have a look. Yeah, we can have a hill here outside of the borders. So let us go. And for hills, I don't use the replace. So what we do is we just go back here to subtract. And for hills, I just, but when you work with the normal fill tool, if you just left click, it's going to add. Just don't go too wild at first. Let's just see how much it adds. What I normally do hills like in circles like that. But yeah, it's not adding too much, because you don't want to have too sharp stuff. There you go. At top of a hill, yeah. Actually, what I don't want to go into my map area, so let's stick with the hill here on the outside. And like in nature, guys, nature is not perfect. Actually, nature is perfect, but I mean, what you'll find, there's no, don't be scared to go random stuff, you know. And like this one now, the map has got a max height. So if you go to the up to the max height, it will create a flat plateau with it, which is quite a pain in the butt, you know, because now I've reached the max height on this hill and suddenly came to an end. Okay. So now, obviously, I want to subtract a bit again. And then now when you smooth, guys, take your smooth, your 3 levels down. Especially when you smooth mountains, don't smooth mountains too much, because you want to keep some of this ruggedness of the mountains, you know. So you'll see everything is nicely lifted with it, the grass and everything. So now when we smooth, let's go out a ways out, just roughly smooth these hills. And the more times you go over them, the smoother they become. Nice. Good. I think we can up that a little bit more. Yes. Yes, so we get rid of all the, most of the stuff, you know, the weird stuff, jittery stuff. Good. And don't worry about too much perfection, you know, like I said before. Let's get rid of this border. And here you can see what it looks like now. Mountains looks nice. Obviously now this, we're going to smooth this out. And here you have to be careful using the smooth tool, because you don't want to get close to the stuff like the river and the stuff that you've already worked on, you know, and fixed up. So just a quick run over there. Yes, like that. Be careful, be careful, be careful. If you smooth this enough, you can actually plow and plant on this again, and the slopes will become nice and uniform, you know. So if I close that up now and we go in close, can you see the height is slowly going uphill, and that is what you want. So now all you need to do now, obviously, is just smooth out the rest of your contours. And once you've done all that, it's going to look very nice. And just be careful around your fields and the stuff that you've already created. Yeah, just go around, smooth nice. I think I'm going to actually max the smooth out. Yes, make it work faster for me, you know. Fast is good. Nice. Nice and smooth. Cool. This doesn't really matter because it's outside of the borders. The player will never come this way, but we just do it for the distance stuff, you know. We just make it nice for the distant things. Okay, good. So I think that is a job well done on this side. I think it looks really nice for starters. Good. How is that, guys? Yeah, I think that's okay. There's a little bit of a jitter here still, so you can smooth it out a bit more. Once you've planted trees and all that stuff on here, you won't notice it. Right, I think that is fine like that, guys. Don't try and force anything. Nice and easy. And this side, the same drill. Let's quickly run over it. Good, okay. And I think that's a good stop for the video. And now we already have some heights, if you can look at that. Some mountains in the back. Slowly our map is coming together, guys. Wonderful, man. Slowly but surely. Great, man. Guys, yes, I think that's about enough for this video. Just give you an idea of how I sculpture the terrain. And obviously now our next job will be to plant bushes, plant trees, and do all those other nice things to get the map going and working and looking like the way we want it, you know. Slowly but surely we're getting there. Great. One last thing, guys, I cannot stress it more than enough because every time I have to talk about it is remember to make a backup. After every big thing you've done, like now I've already saved, but I'm going to make a backup right now of this whole map and everything that I've done. And don't just do one backup, make at least 5 and name your backups. For instance, this backup I will name, for instance, backup 03. So that if you've got a problem, you can fall back to the previous one. Because if you overwrite your backup every time, you only have one backup. And if something seriously goes wrong and you haven't picked it up, you've got nothing to fall back on, you know. So at least do 5 backups, you know, as you go along. And then if you get to the end one, number 5, you start rewriting back over number 1 again and respectively. All right, great, man, guys. If you really enjoyed my videos, please consider the subscription and hit the bell there for notifications. I really appreciate that. And thank you so much for watching, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are really, really awesome. So, yes, thanks so much, man. And have a wonderful day, guys. And until we chat again. Cheers.